services, as well as some of the nice things that make their lives comfortable.
Okay.
That gave me my segue into financial planning to help people to get to that point.
Okay, great.
So you helped them, but did you took care of them?
I took those 3
lived
a.m.
with them and
I took those 3 a.m. phone calls from Auntie Verna when she was out at cigarettes and bubble bath.
So she's a smoker too.
Different kind of smoker.
So it runs in the family.
Auntie Verna.
Yeah, well, that's a special type of person. That means you're very compassionate and caring. People that care about seniors, especially here in Florida, we have a lot of seniors that just don't have the help that they need. And thank you for doing that because, it's great. So
you have to have a lot of patience to do that.
What happens when they don't have the right type of financial planning? What can happen? What can go wrong?
Well, then we end up in situations like Medicaid spend down, where we end up having to spend down all of people's assets, and there's only limited amounts of things that people are able to keep. Mm-hmm. Where if you plan a little bit earlier, it gives you more leverage to be able to keep more stuff,
mm-hmm.
more assets, more money.
Okay.
With things like long-term care partnership and all of those types of things.
Great. All right. So, sound wealth management. Talk about it. Tell us about what makes you different, what's great about your company, what you do for people. Take
What I love about sound wealth management is ultimately who I work with.
Okay.
I was going to say, you have to talk about John. I happen to have been on a few Zooms with him, and he is amazing. So you and him together are fantastic.
So who is John? And let's go over there.
John is our founder, and he's one of my favorite people in the whole world.
Okay.
And back in Minneapolis, I was John's executive assistant.
Mm-hmm.
And after one of the first things he ever said to me, I knew I had to be on his team and I had to work with him because there is nobody in the financial services industry that I've ever met that has his core values.
Okay.
And that was, John said that if you do good in the world and do the right things for your clients, good will always come back to you.
That's awesome.
That is so true, and he really is amazing. You are so lucky to be working with someone like him.
That's awesome.
And that's true. He does. That's why my money is with them, because after talking to him, they were just amazing. Like, they really care about you. It's not just, can I have your money? Let me take your money. They care.
Yes.
That's extremely important, especially to women, don't you think? Women investors, little different.
Women investors are really unique investors because there's a lot of different financial risks that impact women, the biggest one being our longevity.
Mm-hmm. We live longer, right?
We live longer. We typically will outlive our male counterparts by an average of 3 to 5 years.
That's because we're sassy.
It is the sassy factor.
If you're sassy, Absolutely. It's even a little longer.
Now, in a married couple, there's usually about a 2.5-year age gap mm-hmm. on average between a male and a female, with the men usually being older. So when you take into account the fact that we usually live 3 to 5 years longer, and they're 2.5 years older than us, we have quite a bit of time that we're going to have to be financially independent. So we have to start being advocates for ourselves really early.
Yep, good point. Good point.
Very true. Unless you're me, I'm kind of a cradle robber.
Yeah, there's always that exception to the rule.
Yeah.
Kim has
He's 12 years younger than me.
This bad habit of looking 20 years younger than she is. So I like her anyway, but I mean, it's kind of hard sometimes.
But so the younger men are usually the ones that ask me out.
Yeah.
It's not my fault. My
Right.
sister and I went on a cruise, and she finally realized it wasn't me going for them.
Well, the sass keeps you young, right?
Right.
Yep, gotta be sassy.
So you have a point here about financial decisions. Tell us, like, what can we do? What can we do to make good financial decisions?
There's a lot of things we can do to make good financial decisions, but
mm-hmm.
one of the most important things to think about is not making them alone.
Good. Yeah.
Oh.
And you're there to help?
We are here to help.
Absolutely.
Right.
According to an article in 2019 from Advisor Magazine, most high net worth women, ranging in age all the way from millennials up into baby boomers, most women defer important financial decisions to their spouse.
Mm-hmm. Guilty.
And it's a really common thing to do, and that's across all age brackets. So when we jump in and become our own advocates, we start taking charge of those decisions. Mm-hmm. And it's important for us to be involved in those roles, because then we know more about how to not outlive our resources, how to get involved in those things like long-term care. Women are more than twice as likely to enter nursing homes later in life than men.
So you need the resources to be able to do it, because those places are expensive.
You
want to be in a good one. You don't want to be on the Medicaid plan where they just put you wherever you want.
You want to be on one that looks like a resort.
And you want to be able to control that choice.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
That's why Laurie's helping me. She's younger than me, so she's going to need to help me as I get older.
So I believe, in your line of work, I mean, there's a lot of, we live in a state with a lot of elderly people. Have you ever seen any examples of elderly abuse? I mean, what can happen if they don't have the right financial advisor?
And that's definitely something to consider, especially in states like Florida. I'm a certified senior advisor.
Okay.
And that's something that not a lot of financial advisors go into. It's a designation that is held more often by people in the senior care community. But I think it's vitally important for financial advisors that work in areas like Florida to have, because they give us extra training in recognizing signs of diminished capacity and signs of elder abuse.
Okay.
Women are more likely to become victims of elder abuse than men are. The typical victim of elder abuse is a female in her 80s. So when we consider women in their 80s today, women born in the 1930s often have very little experience handling their finances.
True.
And very typically carry strong traits of charity and politeness. So they're not going to be the ones that are going to stand up for themselves.
Yep.
That's sad. That's very sad. I have to tell a quick story. I used to work at a gas station back in the day.
You did?
And there was a woman. I know. I never told
we
that.
I need to interview you
I
sometime.
did.
Yeah.
We did. But there was a poor woman that came up to put gas in her car. She had no idea how to put gas in her car. She was squeezing the nozzle, spraying gas all over the gas station.
Oh, no.
I felt so bad for her. So once again, the men always put the gas in the car, and then the man passes away, and the woman doesn't know what to do. Not nearly as important as your finances, but
it's a good example.
Still, it's crazy.
No, it's a great example.
Yeah. Well, so
what else can you tell us about yourself?
Okay.
Give us another crazy story, quickly.
Oh, crazy stories about me.
You got to have something. You did some fun stuff.
Well, let's go here. How did you learn about the Sassy Sisters? And tell us what Sassy Sisters has done for you.
How did I learn about this? I learned about the Sassy Sisters from Dawn Gerber.
Dawn Gerber? I love Dawn Gerber. Yeah, she's a sassy. Yep.
There you go.
She's a sassy one. That's awesome. So you came and you hung out with us, and
I came, I hung out, and I fell in love with you ladies right away in Lakewood Ranch, and I said, I got to join this group because the sass is abounding.
It's abounding.
Sure.
We are very sassy.
Sisterhood.
Yeah. So our socials are just that. They're socials, and, you come and you feel welcome, I think. Did you feel welcome at your first social? I mean, was there giggling involved?
There was a lot of giggling. That's where I got the nickname.
That's right.
Whiskey nickname?
Yep. The whiskey nickname
that.
from Sassy Sisters.
So we do need to know, though, if someone wants to contact you, how do they find you?
And they can find me on Facebook at Sound Wealth. They can call me at 941-932-4822. We have a YouTube page for Sound Wealth Management, or find me on LinkedIn.
Awesome. Laurie PAIGE. So,
And what's the number again, just in case they didn't have something to write with the first time?
941-932-4822.
As she says that in her radio voice.
she's such a radio star.
She's
Well,
good
Laurie,
at this.
we enjoyed having you so much. We loved the concerts, everything, and the smoker. We're going to go out and buy a smoker now. So we're super excited, and we're super excited that all of you out there have tuned in to listen. We love our listeners. We're so happy you're here. If you want to get involved with Sassy Sisters, just visit our website at sassysistersinc.com. That's sassysistersinc.com. We have cyber socials every month where you can join us from any place in the world and really get to know us and make a whole bunch of new contacts and friends and get a little giggling in too. So,
And our tagline is...
what's our tagline, Kim?
Spirited networking for professional women.
Yes, the operative word being spirited there. So we're super excited that you joined us tonight. We are the Sassy Sisters. You're listening to us on Society Bites Radio. Thanks so much.
In Sarasota, Florida.
Woohoo.